Well, hi, food friends. It's Kevin,
Hi, Kevin. I'm Ralph over here behind the camera.
and we are getting ready to make some corn pancakes with bacon.
Corn pancakes. Wow.
Corn pancakes.
Sounds like three of my favorite things already right off the
There
bat.
you go. Everything's good with bacon. What I'm doing is I'm just making lardons. These are strips of little strips of bacon that we're going to fry up.
Okay.
I'm cutting it with scissors because it's easier. Sometimes bacon, because it has a lot of fat, it's hard to cut with a knife unless you have a really sharp knife, which we don't really have. But the scissors work beautifully. So we're going to take. I got 8 strips of bacon here.
For your
Get our
lardon.
frying pan hot. We're going to put these in here. There we go.
So this makes basically like a bacon crumble.
Yes, so these are going to be little pieces of bacon, and we're going to let them brown up. And of course, what does bacon do? It puts out a lot of fat. And so, let me show you, let me bring this up a little bit here, Ralphie. Okay? So we're going to start to let this bacon render. That's what you call it when it starts releasing the fat. You can already see the fat on the bottom of this pan.
All right,
coming out.
So we're cooking up some bacon grease.
Cooking
in
up
other
some
words.
bacon. Exactly. We're making some bacon with grease. And over here, we've got a little chopped up onion. We want about a quarter of a cup. That's a little more than a quarter cup, but I'm going to put about half or so of that onion in the bacon once it renders up a little bit more grease. Here's what else is going in our pancakes. We've got things that you would put in any pancake. Flour.
Maybe from scratch.
Exactly. Flour, salt, milk, baking powder, an egg, a little oil, but we're going to add a little cayenne pepper. We've got
Like a chopped onion.
scallion, green onion, and we've got some Monterey Jack over here.
So these are going to be kind of like savory pancakes, maybe like a griddle cake, but we're going to cover them with, you said with syrup, I believe.
Yes.
So they're going to be sweet and savory and salty and all that
We're going to
good
have the
stuff.
salty from the bacon. And of course corn. We're going to put in a cup of corn.
Yeah.
We're just going to use frozen corn. I'll zap it in the microwave and get it to room temperature.
So it's kind of like having a breakfast and a lunch and a dinner all in a pancake.
Exactly. So now that we've got a little bit of fat being rendered out of this bacon here, we're going to take some of our onion, because we want the onion to brown also. I'm going to put about half of this in. This was just a small onion, but got a lot out of it. We want about a quarter of a cup. So I'm going to mix this in with the bacon.
Get that nice and browned.
And you instantly get
That
you
smell.
picking up that onion and bacon smell.
Yes.
Okay? So we got to get to this first. So we're going to let this bacon crisp up. We're going to let that onion get nice and brown. And then we're going to start putting our pancake mix together. So corn pancakes with bacon.
Coming up.
See you in a bit.
Swinging with Count Basie and Joe Williams in the background.
Oh, I love Count Basie. He is
Yeah.
great.
So what are we doing now?
Well, now I'm just going to kind of take our bacon and onion mixture out of the pan here. And this is a Peggy Lee song. I'm going to put it on a dish with some lined with paper towels just to sort of drain off some of that grease. We're going to use this pan again for actually making our little pancakes. But all that yummy bacon and those yummy onions.
Okay. Because I do have a griddle if you want to use that.
Oh, maybe we will use that.
So do you think this pan will come in handy for any other steps of this? Don't you have to probably have a few other things? Well, we'll see.
Well, right now I just want to get this out of the pan. Okay, there we go. Make sure that you can see we got quite a bit of bacon grease rendered out of there. All right, we're going to let that cool.
And then we'll put it in the jar.
We'll put the bacon, we have a grease jar. We'll put that in. But now let's kind of we're going to put our batter together. First, I've got a cup of flour, okay? Put that in there. And then I've got a couple tablespoons of scallions. I'm going to add that. Now, we need some baking powder. This is our leavener. And I'm going to put in a teaspoon of that. So this is what's going to kind of get our pancakes to
fluff out.
Yep, to rise and shine.
So a teaspoon of baking powder.
Yep.
How much flour did you say?
There's a cup.
A little bit of scallions.
I'm going to put in a little bit of salt. Okay. Quarter teaspoon.
Is that like a couple pinches?
Yes. And then, speaking of a pinch, cayenne pepper.
Oh.
I'm going to put in an eighth of a teaspoon. That'll give it some
little kick, or just maybe
just a little bit of heat.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
So far, so good. What's next?
Well, let's kind of bring this together.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Just kind of blend all those ingredients and
blend our dry ingredients together. Then to this, I love mixing with the spatula. Oh. Now we're going to put in a little oil, 1 tablespoon. This is canola oil. Vegetable oil would be good too. But we love pancakes. Pancakes are great, especially we love pancakes for dinner.
Well, like we said, this has got the savory, the sweet. It's almost like breakfast, lunch, and dinner all rolled into one delicious pancake. So
it really
I can't wait to try it.
Okay, so I've got 1 egg here that I've beaten.
Okay, 1 beaten egg. That's your first wet or your second wet because you already added the oil.
I added the oil. Then we've got 2/3 of a cup of milk. Okay.
Whole milk, of course.
Of course. So here we go. I'll put this in here.
Now I've heard with pancake batter that it's best not to over mix or overbeat it. Just get everything together, moistened and wet, and then which is, I think that's a good trick to remember because I never used to know that when I was younger. I thought the more you beat something, the smoother it came out, but it's really just the opposite. Yeah, well, because what happens is it's the same with like making biscuits and that. Overbeating can make things tough. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I've got a cup of corn here. I'm going to put this in because these are corn bacon pancakes, right? That's right.
So there's a cup of corn. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of Monterey Jack cheese.
Wow.
Okay. Now let's go back to our bacon mixture and onions. I'm going to hold some of it out to put on the top.
Oh, okay.
As like a garnish. And then the rest
goes into the pancake mixture
we'll
itself.
hold that out for garnish. Now we're going to just fold all this in.
Now we're cooking with grease.
Look at that. So we've got our corn in, we've got our hunks of bacon, we've got this cheese, we've got our scallions. Okay, now we're going to let this batter just hang out for a few minutes.
While we get the griddle ready?
We'll get a griddle ready. And I like to let the batter just rest for a few minutes before we put it on the hot griddle.
Gives all the ingredients a chance to kind of do their thing.
Yeah, meld up a little bit. And
all right.
Okay, so there we go. We're going to clean things up here, and we'll be back. We're making corn pancakes with bacon.
So there's Kevin making sure the griddle is nice and hot.
It is. Now, you know what I did, Ralph, is the batter is very thick. And so, if you like a real thick pancake, as is fine. We're going to make ours a little thinner. I put in maybe just 1 tablespoon of milk.
Okay, so
just to loosen it up a little bit, okay? So what I'm going to do is by spoonful here, we're going to make...
See how many we can fit on there?
Yeah. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. You got it? Okay. I think we can do 4 at a time.
Pardon my finger. Yeah, that should fit nicely. These are hard to describe as traditional pancake, obviously, but it's almost like reminds me of a potato pancake.
Like a latke or something.
Yeah, yeah. But we are going to smother them in warm syrup, and I don't think you need any butter or anything because you got all that bacon grease in there.
Yeah, I don't think butter's necessary. But what we are going to do is we're going to cook until they're just golden brown on one side, and then we're going to flip. And you can even see we're using a nonstick griddle, so you can kind of see how parts of it. And you know, on a normal pancake, it'll start to bubble on the top.
Or the edges will darken.
Yeah, and so this, because there's so many other things in it, you won't necessarily see that. So you're going to just kind of have to check.
Follow your intuition. How's that
So
look?
that looks good. So here, as an example.
Oh.
Isn't that beautiful? So that's how you want it. About that brown, I think, is just right. So just kind of give it a look-see.
Follow your instincts, your
Yeah.
intuition. And obviously the plate's getting hotter as we go, so these are probably all ready to turn, even though they were dropped later.
And this one more. So we're just going to continue making our little pancakes here through our batter.
We'll come back when they're ready to stack and eat.
Exactly, stack and eat. I'm going to get the plates out right now. All right.
Don't those look good?
Aren't they beautiful? This is some of our reserved
Bacon choppings.
bacon and onions.
Bacon bits.
Yep. And we'll put that right on there.
A nice touch too is to heat up some syrup.
Yep, we heated up syrup.
You could also do like sour cream.
Oh,
even?
this would be great with sour cream, or even some preserves, like a nice strawberry or something like that.
Strawberry, blueberry compote.
So we got some warm maple syrup here, and we're just gonna. So you've got the bacon, the onion. There we go.
We love our sweet and salty combination.
Yeah, sweet and salty, exactly. So we'll put another little. There we go. So you could garnish, even if you wanted to up the onion flavor a little bit. You could put some nice chives. We didn't happen to have any, so we used what we had on hand. But
give it a little taste and see how it came out.
Need me a fork. So this is great for this is great for brunch.
Yeah, it looks like a perfect brunch
Yeah.
meal.
So here you have, look at the inside.
Oh, nice and pancakey.
Pancakey. You've got the corn
and the scallions
and look at that bacon on there. Yum. Oh my God. And then you've also got the cheese.
Oh right.
Remember?
Yeah.
So
you think this
is a winner. Yeah.
All right.
So here we go. Corn pancakes with bacon, and of course and cheese and green onion.
Yeah.
And
we'll just simplify it by
It's
calling
all
them corn
good.
pancakes with bacon. But we're having it with orange juice. You could probably have it with a nice tall glass of milk or
a mimosa,
something
even like that. Like I said, this is a great brunch.
Yeah, it
item.
depends on how brunchy you want to get with
Yeah.
it. For us, it's dinner tonight,
Yep,
so
sure
we're looking
is.
forward to it.
Anyways, this was easy, quick, really came together. Didn't need anything really special, so you know what? We had a lot of fun making these. Thanks for being a part of this one, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us on Cavalcade of Food. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.